Buenas tardes a todos y gracias por estar hoy aquí. En nombre de Casa Asia quiero agradecer especialmente la presencia de la escritora y periodista Xin Ran hoy esta tarde, que nos hablará hoy de la situación de la mujer en el campo chino. Xin Ran es doblemente interesante por su faceta de periodista y escritora. Xin Ran escribió su primer libro, Nacer, mujer en China, que fue publicado en el año 2002. Enseguida conoció un gran éxito mundial y ha sido traducido a decenas de idiomas, entre ellos el catalán y el castellano. En resumen, conocer de primera mano cuál es la situación de la mujer en el campo chino es indispensable para conocer e interpretar la China de hoy. Y hacerlo con una persona con experiencias únicas, personales y profesionales, es una oportunidad que Casa Asia no podía dejar escapar. Damos la palabra ahora a Xin Ran. Gracias.
China is the huge country with a 5,000 years history and 1.3 billion people living such huge size. It's almost the same as whole Europe. So how can my 40 years experience in China talk about this huge culture and history? But I do believe my personal experience can be one drop of the water and talk about this big ocean. I heard people in the market talk about numbers. I couldn't understand what's the number. Say, oh, what about your number 3? Then the other person said, oh, 3 is fine, 6 is not good. So I thought, what's that? So I asked people. Then they said, that is daughters. They didn't give the daughters a name, only gave the name to the boys. Then once I went to the village, the man was burying his wife, and his wife killed herself. No one come to this funeral, no one come to the family. And I feel very strange because in the countryside, not very much culture there. So people always gathered for wedding and the funeral. But that time, is no one there. So I asked the husband, what's happened? The husband said, oh, because she couldn't give the boy to the family. 6 girls, just a hand of the chopsticks. It's bad luck. This was very first time I heard people call the girls chopsticks. So I asked one of the 6 daughters, said, why people ask you chopsticks? Then she said, because we're easy to be broken, useless. I said, what about the boys? Then she said, boys, they call them roof beam. They hold the house and the future. So after this experience, I paid more attention to those chopsticks and the Chinese girls who grew up in the poor countryside. And I believe different people should have a different story on China. Not just because China is big. And the one thing is that China is changed very fast. And I go back China more than twice a year. I feel it difficult to catch up. And I met a Chinese student in England. I asked her, I said, do you like England? She said, not really. I said, why? And she said, British, they are so lazy. I said, what's your mean? They're lazy. She said, come here over the year. They never change a street. And these 2 girls I met, one is from South China, east part of China. One is from west part of China. But they both, can you see it?
Yes.
Come from the same area. It's Anhui, again, central China. So you can see these migrant workers. They just completely move around. This is in our 3,000 years history. The first time government allowed the peasants left their land to other place because it was the law. before 2003 in Chinese law, people had no right to travel without permission. And this is why human rights against the Chinese policemen said, why policemen arrested people in the street? Because China had this law. Until 2003, Chinese government stopped this law. But in fact, people started move around and travel since 1980s when China opened. Why the Chinese mother didn't want them? Why Chinese society hadn't opened this conversation? And how much she could know about her roots culture. And this is old news and from United Nations 2002. But again, still in this top number, Chinese women commit suicide. I think partly from my research is a traditional rules. In China, we still based on agriculture and lots of people working land, even they left land, so people still family in the countryside. And when we set up the first test system in China around 200 AD, this test system was when you have one more boy in your family, you have one more piece of land from state or emperors. If you have one more girl, you had nothing. This tax system is still working in China countryside. So this has made the boy much more value than girls as well. And also another reason for the women kill themselves, when they couldn't give the boy to the family, that means you made the husband family trees bad. And also, according to traditional way, Chinese women, you have to be virgin and with a very clean name before you're married. Still do. And the forced marriage in the countryside, still there. Not in the city. Cities, no big difference between Chinese women and you.